Yancey Culp here with a quick message about, just for lack of better terms, the carnage, the bit of craziness that we see happening globally. It's a lot of heavy on our hearts things happening, and for me, anytime things come up, and I was like, I just don't quite understand why. I pray about it, and I push myself, I challenge myself to try to find the why and help me understand. And everything, of all the things that have been happening lately, all the chaos, all the hate, the killing, to me it boils down to, we have, as a culture, there is a decent percentage of the population that has lost sight of the value of life. Lost sight of the value of life. I was raised in a way to where it's just who our house was based around. Life is so precious, so beautiful, so valuable, to the point that I was thinking about it yesterday. Even if somebody was breaking, it's 2 a.m. at night, and somebody's breaking into my house to harm my family, or somebody's in the physical act of harming my family, of course I would jump into action with to do everything I needed to do to protect my family. And if that meant killing somebody, that's exactly what I would do. But the moment that happened, I know I would feel grief and sorrow and sadness. And that's like the most extreme thing. I could come up with the most extreme thing, Yancey. Like, somebody's in the act of harming your family, physically harming your family, to the point where they could kill them, and you step in and you have to take action, even in that moment. So anytime there's death, doesn't matter if it's somebody you completely disagree with, it doesn't matter. In war, I don't understand feeling anything other than grief and sorrow, and that was somebody's son or daughter. I can't even kill a spider in my house. I bring them outside. Everything that's breathing on planet Earth is precious to me. Yes, there are times. I mean, you've seen families that somebody gets the death penalty because they killed somebody in their family, and they have the death penalty. And you've seen the stories of where the family finds full forgiveness, and the family is visibly sad and hurt with what's happening, because they see that as a life. Yes, it's a life that went down a terrible path, disastrous path. And so many times it's because we understand, I'll just be transparent. Me as a Christian, I try to see, I have empathy for the path that may have led to that, how somebody was raised, and it's so freaking sad that it got to the point where somebody's willing to murder somebody. And sometimes actions have to be taken in the heat of the battle, in the heat of the moment. People protect themselves, but it's so outside my realm of understanding when I see just the innocence lost, kids with the shootings, people are being knifed to death, people are being ran over by vehicles, people are being assassinated because of differences in beliefs, and people are cheering the death. If you ever If you ever find yourself cheering and celebrating death in any way, that just doesn't make sense. I don't understand that. I call it a non-debatable. How do you even debate with me? And again, it's some of the most horrific people that were responsible for millions of people's deaths. I can't even cheer that. Yes, in those rare cases, many, many lives may have been saved and probably were saved because of that death. But I can't cheer that death. I don't understand that. When we have a lot of people cheering and celebrating death, our culture slipped. We have devalued life. We have differences. We get fired up. I will always believe that the middle 60-70% are way closer than we allow ourselves to think. And yeah, there's some fringe on both sides. But we have to value the ability to sit down and talk with each other and disagree on everything. If we disagree on everything, the way I was raised, I'd rather have that conversation with somebody that agrees with me on everything. I love trying to. I want to know what people think and why they think the way they do. It's a beautiful part of life. So yeah, I don't understand cheering death, celebrating death. I think the most of us are with me, a large percentage at least. I was raised that as a big farm in the middle of nowhere, Texas, and even down to the point that if you're as a hunter, a gun is for hunting and protection, and when you hunt, it is only to provide sustenance for you or your family. To never harm any animal unless you plan on eating the animal. And I know some disagree with that, and and I get it, and I respect you. I respect that. But I can't harm anything unless it was something that I was going to eat. That's why I value food so much, because if I go eat a chicken sandwich somewhere, or I go eat a steak sandwich somewhere, or have a piece of fish, or pork, that was a life, when you've hunted for your food, you value life. Thanks for listening. I think the main reason I want to talk about was the root of the problem is we have devalued life. We have devalued life. Human life has been devalued. Who would like to argue me on that one? That's a non-debatable. Every single death, the natural part of me wants to, what could I do to help solve murders and people harming people in my community, my city, my state, my country, this beautiful planet of ours we call planet Earth? What can I do? Just do a better job of preaching love and coexisting and valuing opinions from people that don't agree with me or us, putting massive value on that, being able to have even heated discussions and then hugging each other afterwards, and just valuing life. Life is so freaking precious, and there's many things that steer us down various paths. My accountability partner is Jesus Christ, and I say luckily for me, I have somebody there 24/7. I have actual physical mentors and accountability partners, but to have somebody sitting on my shoulder that will smack the shit out of me sometimes and prevent me from doing stupid things, and remind me the value of life and love and the pursuit of happiness for everybody, and following rules, but being, it's okay to be loud and vocal and have vigorous debate, but love thy neighbor across from me. Love thy neighbor that I'm debating with. All right, that's all I have. It's the only answer. It's the only thing I can come up with that's the root of the cause. Life has been devalued by many, many people, and a lack of guardrails. A lack of guardrails and accountability. When you're about to do something so drastic that you don't have guardrails to say, whoa, time out. We have a lot of that. And then after it happens, like not handling ourselves in a way that, you know, I was filled up yesterday by seeing people that were saying I disagreed with almost everything that Mr. Kirk stood for, but I could never cheer the death of somebody, celebrate the death of anybody. That made sense to me. And I think, so anyway, there's just been a lot of craziness happening. It seems like it's like almost every day, what are we finding? We live in a society now where we hear about everything. The carnage has always been, there's an argument to be said that we're way better off than we used to be hundreds, thousands of years ago, when it was just like mass atrocities and walking people off of cliffs and ritual killings, and in a way we may be better off than we've ever been, but we hear about everything and we see everything right in the moment. So I think good people are naturally going to try to, what can I do? What can I do? So listen, I love you big. Thank you for taking the time. Sorry this went so long, but much love.